Gonna do a little different today. Gonna make some meatballs. Y'all like meatballs? I hope you do, because we're gonna make some meatballs. So come on in. We're gonna be hanging out with the dogs too. We got Ringo meowing away. And we're gonna make some meatballs today. I hope y'all like meatballs. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna take an onion. We're gonna cut that up, put that in the blender. Gonna take some garlic. It's meatball time. How you doing? Can't open camera. Try restarting my phone. Can you see this? Pinky, you seeing all this? Gonna make some meatballs tonight. We also got the dogs chilling out. Let me go get Ringo though. Okay, I got some weird message saying that my camera needed to restart. So we got all the dogs hanging out, and I got both my hands free. I'm going to be making lasagna soup tonight, so I got to make a bunch of meatballs. I got some peppers from the garden, got some garlic there, got an onion, got some bread, got some eggs over here. What do you want? What do you want? Hey, Granny, how you doing? I'm going to make some meatballs quick here. I figured kill two birds with one stone. I'm going to have some meatballs. We're going to have some lasagna soup with Mary. Hey, Miraz, Mom, how you doing? Going to do a little cooking tonight. Just going to dice these quick. Actually, what am I doing? I should start with this onion. Gonna make some meatballs. Yeah, it's great to see you, Mariah's mom. So around here, we make meatballs from scratch. Sorry, I'll try to stay up in the shop better. We don't buy our meatballs in a bag. So I start by pureeing an onion. And I like using some beef and some pork. And who doesn't like homemade meatballs, especially when you're going to have lasagna soup? And that's right, I am saying lasagna soup. It's one of Mary's favorites. Oh, that reminds me, I got to get some sauce out of the freezer. How y'all doing? Y'all have a good Saturday? This cat will never let me go. All right, into the freezer, got some pre-made meals. We got all this tomato soup, tomato sauce. Yeah, and if you want me to hang out with the dogs a bit, just let me know. I figure we could just get this going. Yeah, Ringo's nonstop with the vocals. Get that beef into the bowl. Get this pork into the bowl. Get this other bit of pork into the bowl. God, I just went down to the market there. I saw 3 dogs running in the road. It's crazy. So we got beef and pork. I've also got my special Bear seasoned blend. We're going to get that in there for sure. Just go ahead and add all that. Let's just finish that up. And then we're going to go over here, puree this onion. Is that pureed? Okay, we got a pureed onion. That's looking better. And we're just going to do that with hands here. We're cooking like Italians tonight. We're going to use that again for these peppers to get a quick dice. We also got this garlic. It's good to see you guys all chatting away in the background. I love it. What am I making? I'm making meatballs. Ultimately, I'm making meatballs for lasagna soup. And if you guys ever watched Josh and Mama, it's a pretty popular YouTube channel. They made lasagna soup one night, and my wife Mary fell in love with it. So the only difference I do is I make meatballs. So they just let the meat kind of float around. Yes, balls of meat. Meat a ball. Yeah, Josh and Mama made lasagna soup one night, so I figure I'm just going to show the meatball part of it. Lasagna soup is so good. It's so much fun, too. I mean, lasagna is fun, but lasagna soup is really fun. Ulysses Woods, you want to see some dogs? There's old Shelby. Woo! How you doing, Shelby? So, a fun update about the farm. Ringo has started going on adventures with the dogs. He is now officially a member of the pack. And that's been an interesting thing to see Ringo running along. And it's also been quite easy. It's very Disney-esque. It's kind of like a Disney movie. Sorry, I'll try to keep the shot centered. I just need to look through the camera while I cook. Nobody wants to see no damn animals. Okay, you just want to see this meatball making? Well, that's where we're at right now. We're just making some meatballs. It's just a happy old dog and cat farm, though, so I'm not sure what you came here expecting. But we're just cooking a little bit tonight. Get that garlic in there. Y'all gotta use fresh garlic. Mariah, you want to see some damn animals? All right, we'll do a check-in with the animals in a second. No, I don't use garlic. I use real garlic. I go through the hassle. In my opinion, nothing beats real garlic. But I'm not knocking anybody that uses garlic either. Garlic can be pretty good. It's got a milder flavor to it. All right, 3 cloves and some peppers. Just gonna give those a mince. What do you think? That looks pretty good. There's always like the one big junk. Your uncle brings me Scott. Ooh, these peppers from the garden are really bringing some heat. It makes me almost want to sneeze. All right, I'm getting better at cooking and keeping it in the shot. No time for utensils here. Making meatballs is a very hands-on experience. At least that's the way I was taught. I don't know about you guys, but if I'm grossing you out, you're gonna have to just live with it. Okay, so now got these old hamburger buns. I've also got these old pitas, and I'll probably just use 2 buns. Hands only. We're cooking like Italians tonight. I'm just showing you all how easy it is to really just make meatballs too. I mean, yeah, bags of meatballs are pretty cheap, but you want to put one of these in there just for fun. Have I ever eaten raw garlic? Yes, I have. Classic chaser for like freezing shot of vodka is pickled garlic. That's raw. I've also had raw garlic before. Well, I mean, meatballs need filler or else they fall apart. So, how are we looking? That's looking like breadcrumbs to me. I mean, the whole concept of a meatball is to make filler to is a way of taking a little bit and making a lot to feed a whole family. So this will make enough meatballs for probably 5 or 6 different meals. But at least when you make them from scratch, you're controlling what you're putting in it. So you at least have the security of that. So this is coming back together a lot quicker than I thought. Put that in the compost. Let's go up to the spice cabinet. Here's all my spices. Got about 30 or 40 spices up here. Love my spices. Got to get some onion powder. Well, we already got the onions, so we're probably good there. I already got the garlic, so we're probably good there. Got to get some chili flake. That's always good. Oh, talking soy filler. Yeah. Well, I do have some TVP. I could throw it in there. You know what? Forget it. Let's just use double power. Yeah, thanks. I'm a spice guy. You gotta have spice. You gotta have flavor. Yeah, it looks like the garlic. Make sure it's not the ginger. I'll take a smell. Hey, Heike. Oh, yeah, that's garlic. Okay, and then here's where we start getting into secret stuff. This is umami flavor enhancer. It's disodium isonate and disodium guanylate. And this makes meat taste meatier. It brings umami to everything. And you only need a little bit of this. Not a lot of people know about this, but that's all you really need. And then we also got, and I can't hold it upside down, well maybe I can, the ever popular MSG. So we're just going to put a little bit of MSG in there. Yeah, you put a little bit of this on some meat and people are going to lose their minds. They're not going to know what happened to it. And it's this product called Make It Meaty, and it's best used by, pretty soon. Better start using this. I barely use it, but it's a fun little thing to know about. Let's see, what else belongs in there? Maybe some fennel seed, but it's not really pork sausage, so black pepper. You never heard about the Make It Meaty umami? It's a classic restaurant cook's trick. That they use to make things just taste better. Hey, I'll come in when you see pearl barley. Where do you see pearl barley? I don't have any pearl barley. You know what I do have that I like putting in my meatballs? I'll show you in a six. No, I don't fool around. We gotta fresh grind that pepper, and then also you get all the residue from your past blending. So we'll put that in there. And then another thing I do like to put in is this is cracked wheat, fine burgle #1. And this always does great, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to find starchy stuff to absorb the fat so it doesn't get all greasy. But I think we're there. Oh, do a little bit of salt. Sorry if I'm shaky, you guys. I'm just first time really doing a live cooking demo. but we got to get a little bit of salt in there. Sorry, I gotta cook through the screen. No, we're just gonna make regular meatballs for a dish that was made famous on the channel Josh and Mama, and it's called lasagna soup. And they made lasagna soup, and my wife fell in love with it, the idea of it. So I started making it, but what I do is I make meatballs. So it's kind of like a tomatoey, creamy sauce, lasagna noodles, cheese, and then meatballs. So we're going to put 2 eggs in. And this, you know, I think I'm using 2 pounds of beef and 2 pounds of pork. And I think this is going to make me probably 50 meatballs. And while I'm at it, I should probably make sure I got the... Should probably get the stove going. You're going to want to cook these at... Don't laugh at my old oven. I love it. Probably 375 to do a slow render. Because at this point, you're just going to be slowly rendering the fat out of the meat. Pinky's getting on a plane and coming to the farm. You're welcome here anytime, Pinky. Okay. So, gotta remember to cook through the screen so everybody can see it. Yes, with a bowl. Yes, and this is how we mix it, everybody. We just get in there. Now, the trick when mixing this stuff is you don't want to grind it too much. You don't want to mix it too much, because it'll end up tasting like a meatloaf when you bite into it. Yeah, I mean that oven is 50 years old, and I've replaced the elements on it probably 3 times already. And yeah, you know, $20 for a new element. And let me take a quick look. Do a little bottom to top. Bottom to top. Okay, this is starting to come together nicely. Getting all the ingredients mixed in there. And I gotta tell you, I am a big old champ when I make lasagna soup, especially after Mary's had a hell of a day at work. So y'all have a good Halloween. I know Granny, I know you went and handed out some stuff. Was that fun? Okay. So there it is. It doesn't look pretty, but it's going to taste great. Oh, you still got the old breakfast grill? Is the one you plug in? Busy for 2 hours straight. That sounds like fun. Okay. Ran out of candy. It sounds like a perfect day. If I'm thinking of the breakfast grill, I'm thinking about those ones you plug in their countertop, and then they make like pancakes and stuff like that. So now, just getting back to the cooking, we got that's pretty good. I like to make them about that big. I like them to be about a bite size. Let me just put that out there and repeat about 50 times. Oh yeah, totally. When you buy a new oven, you know what? I'm going to have a little bit of cold water to dip my hands into so I don't get so sticky. Gosh, I never make pancakes. I just don't. They never really come up. We're not huge breakfast folks here. Yeah, nice cold hands really makes it better, meatball. Look at that with all that stuff. Cast iron is boss. Come on now, come together. There you go. I like cast iron for like bacon and every now and then when you want to do like or if you want to do like a steak and broil it and you put the whole thing in the oven after you've glazed it on the oven top. I like finishing off like a steak on a cast iron skillet at like 600 under a broiler. Wow. Damn, my oven is electric. When it was new, I hooked it up to 240 volts off an extension cord outside. I set it at 450. Well, there's this oven hack too for people that like to make pizzas where they would hack. So when you put the oven in cleaning mode, both elements light up, and that's how you can get the oven up to like 1,000 degrees. And the thing is most ovens have it set so that you can't open it. So what people do is they hack the switch so they can then put it up to 1,000 degrees and still open the door. And then what they would do is then they would be able to make pizzas in like 90 seconds. And they'd put like a pizza stone in it. And yeah, that was how it I was reading about how a guy who did that, and like he actually did put the oven outside because he was worried about it melting down. A chef of sorts. I'm a guy, sure, who just likes to cook a lot. But yeah, this is the Happy Old Dog and Cat Farm. I'll roll up a few of these. I just definitely want to get a batch in the oven before we start hanging out with the dogs and cats. And yeah, I was busy off today doing a project at National Public Radio in Nashville. And it was pretty fun. They're an old client of mine, and they're really nice people. Yeah, I have chef knowledge. I'm more just like a guy who's super into food. I've never worked professionally. The only time I professionally worked in a kitchen was when I was a dishwasher in high school. Yeah, I did. I've done a ton of work at NPR Nashville. They started a rock station, and I converted their conference room into a live music cafe. I've done a bunch of stuff, a lot of just weird stuff for them. Oh wow! When I bake a pizza in my oven, I use a pan with 8 mm holes. That's nice. I like to lately when I make a pizza, I like to do what I call a cloud pizza, and it's a crust I make from scratch. It's a deep dish pizza, but it's actually really light and fluffy, and it's really easy because I only do one rise before I cook it. No lobster. I'm making lasagna soup, made famous by the popular YouTube channel Josh and Mama. Except my version of meatball soup, or I'm sorry, meatball soup, of lasagna soup involves meatballs. And so earlier I was just sort of showing everyone and making the mixture. And usually what we do is we hang out with my dogs and cats on this channel. And we're going to do that as soon as I get these all rolled out. In the meantime, it's just a lot of old friends just hanging out and talking. and rolling some balls. And you know, right? I know about Pizzeria Uno. I've had it. Um, what mine is more pillowy. It's literally like eating a cloud. It's really special. I've never seen anyone come close to making anything like it. Sorry if that glitched for a second. Yeah, and I just sort of came upon it. So like I take a recipe for, if anybody knows what Hokkaido milk bread is. It's this type of Japanese bread that's really fluffy and light. And I make the crust with a Hokkaido milk bread recipe. And it's just this really fluffy, light pizza. So it's like, it's not very filling, but it's like a big, thick pizza. Pizzeria Uno in Chicago, that stuff will knock you out. You eat like 2 slices of that and you're knocked out. But I'm not knocking on Pizzeria Uno either. I do know that, you know, I grew up around the Chicago area and I have friends from Chicago, and they will tell you that Chicago pizza is not deep dish pizza, it's pub pizza. It's like your thin pizza with a lot of cheese on it and almost no crust. And it's the kind you'd order at a bar. It would come to your table and it would have more cheese than toppings. And it would most likely resemble, it's what most likely resembles a like a frozen pizza you'd get. But yeah, if you guys like these cooking demos, I can do them more often. This has gone pretty well. I like having 2 hands free. Nice, they're coming together a little quicker. And I think I'm about halfway through and I only got half the pan. Usually I end up having to go into a second pan. You're in Florida and it's difficult to have good pizza here? I would city because there's so many Italians that moved from New York down to Florida. There's got to be amazing pizza. You know, in Coral Gables, actually Pinky might know this. Pinky, ever heard of Warner's Pizza in Coral Gables? Pinky, you still there? Naples of all things, and you can't find good pizza? And you're in Naples, Florida? That's wild. It's the water. No, it's not the water. It's the lack of love. I think the water. Well, either way, in Coral Gables, Florida, there's at least there was last time I checked, Warner's Pizza, and there's a few locations. And I don't know if you're ready to hear this. The Warner family is Marilyn Manson's last name is Warner, and that's his family's pizza restaurants. So yeah, he grew up in a family that had a bunch of pizza restaurants. Believe it or not, he was a good Italian boy. Yeah. So there you go. There's a little Florida pizza history for you. I do know this. Every time I've been to Florida, the food has always been amazing, and I saw nothing but freaking pizza joints everywhere. But, you know, this is around the Miami, Tampa area. You're from Boca Raton? Nice. Boca Raton, doesn't that mean rat's mouth? Raton? Maybe not. You had Marilyn Manson on your bingo card today? Oof. Is it because the bay there is shaped like a rat's mouth or something? Yeah, it's got a weird shaped inlet, doesn't it? Or do you think that when they sailed in there, they're just like their ships got overwhelmed with rats? back in the 1600s. My hands are getting a little sticky now. Need to get them wet with some water. Do I put bacon in meatballs? So there is another type of meatball that I like to make, and it's a German meatball called a ham-ball, and it's kind of an Amish thing, and it's usually ham and ground pork, and it's a little big. It's usually ham and ground pork, and I have put bacon into that. I've put pork belly into ham balls before. And if you've ever had a ham ball, if you haven't had a ham ball, I recommend it. It's one of the great joys in life. And you like make the red barbecue or the red meatloaf sauce. Named for a sharp, dangerous inlet, not actually rats. Well, someone looked at a rat and then named that place. Let's not overlook that. The possibility of that. Unc, you too, man. It was nice meeting you. Sorry I couldn't show off my dogs to you. In probably about the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna get these in the oven. We're gonna start hanging out with the dogs and the cats, which is the real appeal to this channel. Hey, Lico, how you doing? Oh yeah, come on back. I usually stream for about an hour, only about 30 minutes in. And honestly, this is really helping me out because I can get some dinner done in time and have this ready for my wife when she gets home. I even bought a box of wine. I'm getting that classy, everyone. Boxes of wine. A friend came and visited us and left us with her box of wine from her Airbnb. I'm on a roll. Yeah. Starting to drink the boxed wine. It's on tonight. Yeah, it's on. You could say it's on. This should work out just go. I'll get these in. And you guys can see the meat. We'll hang out with the dogs and cats. Oh, your name changed? Who are you usually? Wine is wine, and according to the box, they've won 150 medals. So I'm not going to deny a box of wine that's won 150 medals. I haven't won 150 medals. I don't know too many people that can say they have. Oh, no problem, Pinky. Pinky, you ever heard of Warner's Pizza in Coral Gables? Your favorite pizza, Papa John's. Well, all right. Oh, it's Emco. Oh my. Yeah, Warner's Pizza, if it's still there, I think they had 3 locations. That's Marilyn Manson's family. Yeah, me personally, I had friends that worked at Papa John's, and I've eaten a lot of free Papa John's, and something was up with the sauce. It used to always make me not feel so great. But I did like their cheese bread with pepperoni. But once I realized if you just remove the sauce, I'm good. I was a happier dude. But quiet. But I don't think I've eaten Papa John's in, gosh, I don't know how long. I just make pizza. And then if I'm not making it, we usually just go out. My Halloween was good. Me and my wife, we were going to go to a donut bar, a bar that serves donuts and drinks. But instead, we just went to a Mexican restaurant that was pretty much dead. All right, getting down to the last couple of balls here, everyone. Then I'll put these in the oven, and I'll wash my hands, and we'll hang out with the doggos. and catos. Dia de la Muerto is August 3rd or the 5th. Or, I'm sorry, November 3rd or 5th. All right, so there's all the balls. Wow, that's heavy. All right. In they go. We'll go 15. Hi, how are you? Name I can't read in Cyrillic. Good to see you. Welcome to the welcome to the Happy Old Dog and Cat Farm. Just doing a little cooking. Made some meatballs. Oh, you spray a little olive oil on top to help the roast. That's nice. Yeah. So I used 7327 beef, which is extra fatty, and so I'm not worried about adding fat to that mix. But I get it. I get what you're doing. And I'd probably do the same thing too if I was using 80/20 or anything leaner than that. But usually at about 15 minutes, I gotta flip them over, and because they'll brown on and let them brown on both sides. So let's be honest, meatballs don't stay around when you cook them. They get a little flat. Fat is flavor, no doubt about it. All right. Everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the Happy Old Dog and Cat Farm. What are the ingredients of meatballs? Ground beef, ground pork, some garlic, some onion, some bread, some green peppers, some spices, and a couple eggs. But all right. So let's go see what we can do here. Pop this out of the harness. And we'll see. I think everyone's outside. How are you, little preacher? Everybody ready for fall daylight savings? For it to start getting dark at like 5 p.m.? I know I'm not. What are you seeing? Who's here? Ringo, what you getting into? You want to come in? Don't go out. Whew. Yeah, so today here we're getting a little cool weather. It's been about 55 degrees. And there's Bernie, there's Preacher, there's Mama, there's Ringo. I feel weird when it gets dark super fast too. It's depressing. There's Shelby. There's Saphira. Let's go see what's up with Queen Lexi. Top 10 favorite foods. I would say my number 1 is pizza. I really love pizza. And then my number 2 is probably going to be a cheeseburger. I know I'm kind of simple like that, but then number 3 is going to be seafood crepes Mornay, which is just crepes with seafood in them in a Mornay sauce. Hey, Queen. How are you? Can I give you pets? Good to see you. You want to come get some treats? You want to come get a treat? Come on out. Bernie, don't crowd her. Come on, move. Come on. There you go. We'll do it so you can open it up. What? You thought you were going to get some food, didn't you? All right, let's start giving everyone some treats. Do the cats not get along? The cats get along pretty well. Right now, we have to keep Tammy, our little kitten, separate because she is in teeth. But Lexi's always a little standoffish. Oh, they just gave kisses. Oh, who's hissing? Who's hissing? Here, you can have a couple treats. So come here, Queen. What's up, Dave? Good to see you, man. Lexi's smelling everything, all the cooking on my hand. How many animals? We have 5 dogs and 3 cats. And we just found we just found a little kitten out in our barn named Tammy, and she already went into heat. You good? You want 2 more? I'll give them to Ringo. 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 Hey. Hey. So I think I've been told Ringo is apple in Japanese, and I think so. We fostered Ringo originally. We didn't name him. I have a feeling somebody was probably naming him after the drummer in the Beatles. Ringo is a mega cool cat. What's up, buddy? And for those that hadn't heard, Ringo has started to go on adventures with the dogs. He walks around with the dogs now. And it's pretty amazing watching him hang out with the dogs and run around. And yeah, he's seriously a very cool cat. Here's Mama. Who didn't get a treat? Saphira, did you get a treat? Or did Bernie not get a treat? And yeah, we are keeping Ringo. It's pretty much done deal. He's just too cool of a cat. Everyone's fallen in love with him. Whoa, Preacher didn't get a treat. How you doing, little dude? What do you say, Ringo? You liking your treats? But yeah, you should see him running around outside, on the adventures. It's pretty funny, and I'm going to start filming him soon. I mean, he's fearless. Ringo really is fearless. Jamie Pan, thanks. That's really nice of you to say. I try to be nice. I've been the person always trying to be the go for the cooler option my entire life. Yeah, I've just got a little bit of a backlog, and we're gonna start to get to filming more of them soon. And yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome watching a cat run across a pasture. I hadn't seen it until I saw Ringo do it. And I'll whistle, and he'll come running to me too. It's pretty amazing. What do you say, Saphira? Are you Ice Queen? How are you? Well, right on, Pinky. You drive. Get on home. Get that Papa John's ordered. Got a bunch of cardboard. We burn our cardboard here. Don't you go jumping. Don't you go jumping. Don't you go jumping. Don't you go jumping. Don't. There you go, Ringo. He's always like to jumps up and go out on his own adventures. And he'll probably do it in 5 seconds anyway. Again, nothing really slows this cat down. Guarantee he's going to jump up there. Watch. Ringo. I love how quiet it is right now out here. It's a rarity. Yep, Ringo does his own deal. And he is just driven to kill a bird. He wants a bird so badly. Look at the back of his legs, how they have like little black spots on them. Oh, that's all I can zoom in. Did I ever see the zoo tube of a little boy who was supposedly a reincarnation of John Lennon? No, I didn't. What was that like? What was that like, Saphira? Oh, YouTube. He's definitely a domino cat. He's our guy, though. We definitely love him. But I'm going to go scoop him up, and then we can go see what's up with Tammy. Oh, yeah, I got to flip those meatballs, though, too. So I can't get too distracted. It was amazing, huh? But yeah, folks, pretty much we're the Happy Old Dog and Cat Farm. That's the barn, that's the greenhouse. And we love making new friends and showing off our pets. And today we did a little cooking demo. You, where are you going? You come with me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Where are you going? Where are you going? Hey. 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 Where are you going? It looks like whales here. It's probably because the sky, it's just overcast. Like yesterday it was sunny. And literally last week it was 90 degrees here. And by 90 degrees I mean 37 Fahrenheit. Get back in. Get back in. We're going to close this door. And we're going to close this dog door. Oop. So Ringo can't get out. We'll see how much time's left on the meatballs before I gotta flip them. I'm in the state of Tennessee, in the Middle Tennessee area. Near the city of Nashville. Yeah, guys, hit the like button, y'all. Look at these go, guys. Oh, wow, they're cooking slow. Okay. So the trick is you don't want to cook them too fast. You don't want to cook them too slow because then we'll give it 5 more minutes. And we'll raise it up to 400. You don't want to dry out your meatballs. Ringo will tell you about that. You know what? I'm going to put this extra meat in the refrigerator so Mr. Ringo doesn't jump up there and start eating it. It looks like Queen Lexi already went back into her room. Let's check on her. Hey, Queen. How you doing? Did you make a mess with your food? Yeah, you did. Can I come in and pet you a little bit? How are you? I missed you so much. You don't have to get up. You can stay put. I just want to pet you. Yes, Queen. How are you, sweetie? Look at you. You're just besides yourself. Oh, good seeing you. Who's scurrying in here? Get. You're not going to start eating Lexi's food. Get. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up, everybody. Back up. Back up. Miss Shelby, hello, sweetheart. Such a delicate, gentle dog. Yes, we'll pet you, Ringo. Gosh, I remember drinking in my teens and not getting hangovers. Just being like, woo! And going and eating like 2,000 calories of Mexican food and just thinking like that's how I'm going to live for the rest of my life. Well, that ain't the case. What'd you say, Ringo? I remember like being 15 and drinking, like some girl came over to my friend's house and brought like cognac, some expensive bottle of cognac, and she was like, I don't care. And I think I drank half of it in like literally 10 minutes. I mean, these days I'll have a glass of wine or a margarita occasionally. That's about it. I mean, I can do it. Kind of combine dinner with animals. Typical American teen story. Yeah, I mean, I drank as a teen. By the time I was 15, I had a friend who needed to shave every day, and he had back hair. And so we would call up this Chinese restaurant in the neighborhood and order like 6 egg rolls and then 2 cases of Qingdao beer. And then my friend would just answer the door with his shirt off, and they never ID'd him ever. And the dude literally had like this really deep voice, and he looked like he was 21. Thank you very much. All right, are you starting to... Gotta do a little flipperoos. There we go, we're getting a little caramelization there. Just give them a little twist. Oh God, you stop. Hey, give a hey if you primarily use your microwave as a timer, and not much else. Oop, that just landed on its butt. And so, yeah, you see what happens with the 7323 beef. That's all just rendering out. It's cheaper beef. They call it family style beef. But the way beef prices are these days, I'm just kind of going with it. I'll tell you, that 7323 makes a heck of a smash burger too. You want to talk about high flavor food. Hey! I feel like Saphira more and more is becoming kind of a whipping child. Like, everyone kind of vents their aggressions on her. And she's such a sweetheart about it. I don't feel like it's not fair. But yeah, shout out to Homemade Meatballs guys, right? Once I get these flipped, they'll do another 10, 12 minutes. And they will be good to go. It's weird because I came from a family that had some Italians in it, and they used to make these meatballs that were like depressing. They were flat, and they had rice in them, and then you would eat them cold. Like, they wouldn't eat them hot. They would like put them in the fridge and eat them. And it was just kind of like this, like, bad idea. I don't know. Like, they were really good hot. I never understood why they only ate them cold. But yeah, they would just basically take pork, veal, and beef, and then add a bunch of rice to it, and spices and stuff. And yeah, as you can see, I'm not carrying that tradition on. Nor will I ever. I'm gonna switch hands here. They were kind of sad. It was just like, what's up, guys? Like, everyone like wishes they had like an Italian grandmother, but like my Italian grandmother, she's a nice lady, but her food was just freaking horrifying. You know, like, she'd do these little cookies that were like covered in powdered sugar, and they were like little bite-sized cookies, and they look delicious. And then you bite into them, and they're just like black licorice, and they just taste horrible, and they just make you want to cry. I have cried from more of her food than I can remember. The only thing she used to rock was Italian sausage, and it's not even like that was hard. She used to be really proud of her Italian sausage. But it's like, you're literally just cooking sausage and sauce. Like, the only way to screw that up is if you burn it. And it makes the whole thing taste burnt. Alright. Another thing I like to do when I'm baking, because ovens cook unevenly, is I like to just rotate everything 180. Alright, we'll set this for kitchen timer 12 minutes. Is that close? Alright. Let's go find Tammy, our little barn cat. Look at Ringo ready to make some moves. He's getting excited for the adventure later, but we have to keep Ringo and Tammy separated. Tammy! Tammy! There's Tammy! There's Tammy. Hi, cutie. So here's our little barn cat, Tammy. How are you, sweetness? We wish you could come out and play with us. But you're in heat, you poor little thing. This poor little gal's in heat. But she's as sweet as a bee. Italian wedding soup is delicious, by the way. I love it. Hey, where you going? Where you going? Here you go. Because Tammy is in heat. Ringo is fixed, but also too, Tammy gets so intense that she will run through the dog door and go out into the barn and start yelling for a man cat to come and take care of her. And she's only 6 months old. So yeah, cat's going to heat really young. Italian cookies can be amazing. I'm not knocking on the cuisine, Italian cuisine or desserts, because they're amazing. I'm just knocking on my grandma's because she was like, I don't know, came from a weird place. And so yeah, this little kitten is in heat right now, and we can't get her in to get her fixed until November 17th. I mean, dude, a fresh cannoli, fresh tiramisu, a fresh limoncello tort, you know, it's all magic. It's absolute magic. Hi, Lexi, or Lex Delaloy. This looks like your cat? Well, this is Tammy. We found her in our barn a couple weeks ago. And she has just captivated us. Awesome. Spring's bliss. You've been healed by Tammy. Tammy is a healer. And one day she came out of my shed because I had been spotting her and trying to get close to her, but she would just run off into the barn. And one day I was out walking the dogs, so 5 dogs running around, and she comes out of the shed just meowing at me. Can you imagine how hungry she was to do that? And so we started feeding her, and in a matter of 2 or 3 days, we had her in the house. You have a nice day too, Lex. And thanks. If you guys want to give a love or a like or subscribe, please do so. This is the Happy Old Dog and Cat Farm, and we love to make friends. Do I give my cat a bath? Oh, who's sleepy? No, we don't necessarily bathe the cats. I suppose if they got really, really dirty, we would probably like use wet rags and stuff, but we don't soak them. You know, I am allergic to cats, but I'm not allergic to kittens for some reason. And I get used to cats. It takes me about a year, but eventually I'll get used to specific cats. It's like I used to be allergic to Lexi, and not anymore. Can you believe how delicate this sweet little thing is? You give your cat baths every 3 months. How do they handle that? Do they do okay with it? I think Ringo, one of my other cats, would just lose his mind. Take care, Lex. Have a good Saturday. The girl cats hated it. The boy cats loved it. Interesting. Well, one of our cats is 18, so we're probably never going to bathe her because, you know, she's lived a long life. We don't want to disrupt her vibe. You're in desperate need of pasta right now. Oh my. You wipe your cat's butt after it poops? Wow. Well, you're a dedicated cat owner. Can I scratch that little belly of yours? Really lightly? Or is it too ticklish? Aw, I'm sorry, but that Mancoon cat sounds like it was fun to meet. But yeah, Tammy, there's just such a calming effect with her. She's doing so well, too, considering she's been separated from everyone. Your parakeet can bathe themselves. That's great. That's kind of cool. Tammy, can you bathe yourself? Can you bathe yourself, Tammy? Hmm? So you're gonna need to get a flea collar for him, a Seresto probably. But that also require taking him to a vet. Does anybody out there know any like good ways to take care of a stray cat that's got fleas? Oh wow. You probably got bonded to it and everything. Hey Jamie, that's a bummer. The owners must have been so happy though. Look at this delicate, cute little thing. Yeah, it seems like if you can and you can afford it, you just gotta take that cat to the vet and get it fleed. Seresto works. Oh, actually, I don't know if Seresto works for fleas. I assume it did. Tammy's always sitting right here waiting for her mom. She is such a mama's girl. Tammy. You're such a cutie, Tammy. Love you so much. Oh. Oh, you showing me your belly? Aw. Aw, thank you. Where's Tammy's mom? My wife? That's her mom right now. She's at work. She should be home probably. She gets off at 6. And you said a jewel. When Tammy meows, it's really quiet. It's like, meow. She is. Look at her. You're so pretty, Tammy. The internet loves you, Tammy. Good. I'm glad she's smiling at me because she still acts a little scared of me. But she was out on her own for quite a while, at least a couple of weeks. She had to fend for herself and she was really young. The other day I was in my barn working and I swore I heard a cat in heat up in the woods. And all I could think was, oh gosh, is that one of Tammy's sisters? It is. It is so smooth. This is some of the smoothest fur you've ever touched. Tammy. I agree. When I finally she was hanging out underneath our porch. She started hanging out in our barn. Then we started moving her food bowl to the shed, which is right by the back door. Then she started hanging out under the porch. And then finally, I opened up the door and she was just at the back door and I just picked her up. And I think it surprised her so much. And then we brought her in. And it's been love ever since. You sweetheart. You're so cute. Thanks for letting us visit you, Tammy. You're such a cutie. Oh, thank you. You're such a cutie. I'm grateful she lets me pet her. And yeah, she's really touched us both. Me and my wife just love this cat so much. All right, we're gonna go check on some meatballs. Good seeing you, Tammy. Oh, I'm just hearing him beep right now. Got my security. I grew up with one animal, and it was a Lhasa Apso, and it was more or less abused. And I think to this day, that's why I love animals, is because of how my dog was treated growing up. And so I just have nothing but a huge open heart for animals. So look at that, folks. These look like some good looking done meatballs. Perfect for lasagna soup. How many dogs and cats do I have in total? We have 5 dogs here, and we adopt senior and elderly dogs. Specifically, older dogs. And the channel's called Happy Old Dog and Cat Farm. And we take them out on adventures. And so we have a rotating cast of dogs, because unfortunately, about every 6 months we lose a dog, because they're just old. Like that's Saphira, she's at least 14. Shelby's at least 14 or 15. Mama's probably 12. Bernie's like 15. Preacher's about 15. Ringo, who's looking cute as hell over there, he's only 3. Lexi, our orange tabby, what are you into, buddy? Lexi, our orange tabby, is 18. And so that's where we're at with everybody here. We just sort of we have this farm, we have this place, and we like to just bring everybody out and try to just keep it full of cute animals. Yes, we're making lasagna soup for dinner, and I did a demonstration on how I make my homemade meatballs early on in the live stream. And lasagna soup is just a lot more tomato sauce that's a little bit looser, and you add like broth to it, so it's a little bit looser than you would for lasagna sauce. And then you cook the noodles in the lasagna sauce in the sauce. I also add ricotta cheese to the sauce, as well as regular mozzarella cheese and some Parmesan. And then I cook the noodles in the sauce. And then, yeah, you just kind of, you break the noodles up into like quarters. And then you just scoop it out like a stew. It's kind of more like a stew, really. And yeah, that's lasagna soup. Josh and Mama make it. If you watch this show, the channel Josh and Mama Ever, they make lasagna soup. And it's really not something you can make on a live stream, because it's such a hard thing to make all at once. It would probably take an hour or 2 to make. If you go back on the channel last year, we did do Halloween dress up last year. I didn't have time to do it this year, but it was a pretty fun time. You should check out the video if you get a chance. And everybody, we're the Happy Old Dog and Cat Farm, and we're probably going to call it a night here. I hope you have a great Saturday. From Ringo, Bernie, we're talking to you. Bernie, Preacher, Shelby, Saphira, and we're going around the bend for Mama. Y'all have a great Saturday. Maybe we'll do a live stream tomorrow. Love y'all, and Hope you like the cooking demo. Take care.